Powcast Sports. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. All right, good morning, and we are live once again. Welcome to Powcast Sports Podcast Live Edition. It's a Monday, August 3 in the Philippines, in this part of the world. Mabuhay po kayo. And, I'm sitting here in my house, even though, the president last night just declared another heavier lockdown in Metro Manila. That's so sad. But anyway, I'm confused with those general quarantine. But in simple terms, I just wanted to say to all the Filipino people, please stay at home so we can get this over and done with. Anyway, it's all good because I got you and you got me, and we all need this platform. This platform is enough for us to talk. Today, I'm so happy because we're going international. Once again, our guest is from our friends down under, the number one WBO contender for the bantamweight division for John Real Casimiro's belt. So without further ado, let's start this week with a smooth one. See what I did there? We have Jason Moloney, and if you're ready, I'm ready. Here comes the boom, boom, pow. This is Powcast Sports Podcast, hosted by Salud. Hi, Jason. How are you?
I'm great, mate. Thanks for having me on the show. It's a pleasure.
All right. People are starting to tease me right away with the English because I usually do this in Tagalog, in Filipino.
Well, I hope you can all understand my Australian accent.
Oh, okay. Well, don't worry. They will understand, and we can watch this again and again. Great to have a good smiling face as the start of the week, and of course, a potential world champion. Great to have you here.
Thank you very much, mate. It's an honor.
All right. I'd like to also thank Tony Tolj. I sent him countless of message, and I finally got him to gave you up. So thank you, Tony.
Yeah, he's a good man, Tony. He's a good man.
All right. Which part of Australia are you? Is this the part where it's a little bit stricter with the pandemic? Because I know there's events there going already this August.
Yeah, I'm from northern New South Wales. I live in Kingscliff at the moment, which is right on the border of Queensland and New South Wales. At the moment, we're going pretty well with the pandemic, it seems. Our restrictions aren't too heavy. We can get out and about and we can have gatherings of restricted numbers. But in Melbourne, where I'm originally from, it's pretty bad down there at the moment. And they've just, last night was announced they've gone into stage 4, which is even heavier lockdowns. Basically, they can't leave their house unless it's essential. So it's not good down there, and hopefully we can all get on top of it.
Okay. So you're part of Australia. This is not the same part where the Jeff Horn fight is gonna happen, because I think they're gonna make it open to the public.
Yeah. So I live on the border of New South Wales. This fight is in Queensland, but it's only about an hour or 2 hour, an hour and a half or 2 hours away from where I live. So I might make my way up there and watch the fight if that's possible.
Oh, good for you. I asked one of my friend in Australia. He said he can't go because he's gonna be authority might stop him. Well, you just show your face. Hey, this is Jason Moloney. But
yeah. Well, hopefully, obviously things are changing every day with the pandemic, so we don't know.
Okay. I just wanted to show you this this comment right away, and I'm gonna translate it to you. It says that I hope John Real is gonna fight this guy instead of Warren. That's what Tomato Can said.
Me too.
All right. Well, definitely talk about that. But this pandemic has disrupted a lot of things, including sports. For me as well. Now I'm eating more than I should do, and in the Philippines, more boxers, and in top rank too. A lot of fighters are going up in weight. If commentators have weight division, I'll be probably going up as well. But you look good.
Yeah. I keep my weight under control. After a fight, I might have a couple of treats that I wouldn't normally eat, but I like to keep my weight down and always stay in the gym and always make sure that I'm ready. So when an opportunity comes, I can grab that opportunity with both hands, and I'm always ready to go.
All right. Well, impressive victory with Leandro Baez, and congratulations on that. We're definitely going to talk more about that. But I want to make sure that I'm talking to the real smooth one here, and I can differentiate you too. So, would you mind letting me know how would I know if I'm talking to Jason or Andrew?
Uh,
Is there a way?
it takes people a while to be able to tell the difference. Um, After people sort of get to know us and they've known us for a while, I think it's fairly easy to tell the difference. But some people have trouble. I'm slightly taller than Andrew. I fight the weight division above Andrew. But yeah, I mean, it can be tricky, can be confusing.
Any marks that I should find? Like right now, I'm just talking to you here. Uh, Is there anything? The hairdo or the eyes? There any mole?
Nah, pretty similar. Andrew's got a
Oh
couple
my
more scars.
goodness.
He's got a scar over both eyes now, but there's not a big difference. Most people just
Ah,
say that I'm better looking.
I was gonna ask that, but since you answered it, I was just curious though. When you were younger, did you ever like use this advantage? Did you ever prank or trick anyone when you were kids?
Probably not enough. We probably should have used it to our advantage a bit more. I remember one day we were probably only 13, and Andrew had a girlfriend and I didn't, and I went up behind
Oh my.
her and I just held her hand and I just started walking with her and talking and holding her hand, and she didn't realize for a couple of minutes, and we all had a good laugh about that. But no,
Wow.
we never really did too many tricks. We used to always say, because I'm heavier than Andrew, I should have got Andrew to weigh in for me, and then I could have just not had to wait and I fight. But we never did that. But we should have used it and done a few more tricks, but we probably can't get away with it anymore.
Yeah, probably right, not right now, but wow. I can't imagine what the girlfriend would when he found out. It's a good thing. Did Andrew's so nice to have you hold her girlfriend's hand.
Yeah.
Well, so
Could have,
those were the days, but the situation right now also has changed a lot, and I'm just curious if you could share. There are things that we can do back then when it was normal. Is there anything that you miss doing before that you cannot do right now, aside from boxing?
uh, yeah, probably the main thing is really just the travel restrictions.
Mhm.
As I said, I'm originally from Melbourne, but I moved to northern New South Wales 3 years ago.
Mhm.
That I now train with. So all of my friends and most of my family live in Melbourne still. So I haven't
Mhm.
been able to see them for a long time. So that's been tough. I like to try and get down to Melbourne and catch up with my family once a month if possible. So yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen them, and that's been a bit hard. But apart from that, I've just tried to stay positive and do what I can, keep training. I've got a young family. I've got a young daughter who I've been able to spend a lot of time with, which has been good. So yeah, I mean, just the travel really. That's the main thing that's been hard.
All right, I've actually went and looked around some photos and videos on your Instagram. Um, this one, this is skydiving. I should have asked what you have a young family. What can you do before when you still single and now as well? Was this
Yeah.
you already had a family when you did this?
What was that? Sorry.
You already had a wife and a kid when you did the sky jumping, because my wife would not allow me to do this.
Oh really? No. My fiance is a daredevil. She loves
Oh,
adrenaline. So she's actually the one that took me skydiving, and she jumped out of the plane before me. I followed her, and
Oh wow.
yeah, it's crazy. But no, I didn't have my daughter at this stage. But yeah, my fiance Georgia loves jumping out of planes.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit different when you have a kid. But this was your idea or her idea? What was this? What's happening here?
That's called Movember. Yeah, I don't
Oh
know if
yeah,
you
yeah.
have November in the Philippines, but in the month of November, a lot of men grow mustaches, and
Mm-hmm.
me and Andrew both decided to do this in for November, and we raised $1,000 for charity, which was pretty good. But yeah,
Nice.
I don't have the mo anymore, but I might bring that back one day.
I like to join, but unfortunately, no matter how I try, I can't grow that kind of mustache. Sorry.
um,
Well, you know what? I'm really happy that I'm able to speak with different boxers, of course, in the Philippines and around the world, especially you here. I'm actually getting used to this. I don't know, there's negative and positive, and there's always something positive that's coming out of the situation. I don't ever think that I'll get the situation to talk to you without the pandemic. So there's always positive. Speaking
there
of
is
positive, Jason. Sorry, you're gonna say something?
no, I just said there is positives in every situation. You got to find the positive.
All right, yeah, yeah. Speaking of positive, outstanding performance against Leandro Bias again. You definitely turned the negative after the loss of Andrew. That was a couple of days ago, into positive. How important is it for you to get a win for Team Australia during that week?
Yeah, extremely important. As you said, it was pretty devastating that Andrew suffered his first loss 2 days
Hmm.
before my fight and lost his world title, which he'd worked extremely hard to get. And yeah, Andrew just wasn't right on the night and didn't perform. And at the top level of this sport, if you don't perform on the night or you're just a little bit off, um, you suffer the consequences and you'll lose. Yeah, that was far from Andrew's best, and I'm confident that he's going to come back very strong. He's got the rematch organised, so he will get the chance to win his belt back. But as you said, it was extremely important for me to get the win for Team Moloney and Team Australia. Over the years, unfortunately, we've seen quite a lot of Australians go overseas and fall short when it comes to fighting on the biggest stage. And I really, really want to turn that around. I want to show the next generation that it is possible that Australians can go over to America, fight on the biggest stage, and have a lot of success. So that was a great win for me, my first win in America, and hopefully the first of many. I plan on fighting over in America a lot over the next few years and winning world titles, defending world titles, and hopefully reaching the top of the bantamweight division and being a bit of an inspiration for the younger generation.
All right, I'm sure you get there, almost there, number one contender. But just to go back in the fight, was it extra motivation or pressure? Is there anything you can share on that fight? Did you want to intentionally knock your opponent out, just to switch things around, or did you just saw an opportunity for a stoppage?
No, there was extra motivation. I sort of got the feel that after Andrew's performance, perhaps people thought, maybe these Moloney boys aren't what we thought they were. Maybe they're not
Uh-huh.
as good as people have made out to be. And I really wanted to show what we're capable of and change their mind. So I really wanted to go out and put on a really great performance. And yeah, I always want to finish my fights by knockout if possible. I train extremely hard, and when you've got 10 or 12 rounds in a fight, I think it's really the icing on the cake if you can knock your opponent out. And obviously the fans like to see knockouts, so as much as I was happy with the win, I certainly was going out there to put on a great performance and really make a statement and show everyone how good Team Moloney are.
All right, and you did. Again, that was an outstanding performance. Jason, this is not the first time that I've interviewed the twin boxers. Actually, in the Philippines, we have Jervin and Jason Mama. I don't know if you know them. They're twin boxers as well. Right about their division, they're also prospect.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
What was their names again?
Jervin and Jason Mama, as in Mama.
Okay. No, I
Yeah.
haven't heard of
So
that.
yeah, maybe you'll get a chance to fight them someday. They're from the same town as Manny Pacquiao, General Santos City. Um, and the reason I'm saying this is because when I spoke with them, and they talk about being twins, they share a special bond, as if like they feel the punches whenever their twin are getting punched, or they know how they feel. Is that the same thing, really, for you or for most twins? Is it true?
No, not for me. That's unlucky. I don't want to feel the punches that Andrew's taking, or want him to feel the punches I'm taking. You're taking twice as many punches. That's not good.
Okay.
But no, you do have a special bond, and I've been very fortunate to have Andrew, because we train together every single day, and we push each other and we help each other get better and better. And I think it's a great advantage for me to have, a training partner like my twin brother. If one day he's doing something better than me, it'll push me to get better and improve. And the same for him. Sometimes I might be doing something a bit better than him, and I'll try and help him to get better as well. So we constantly make each other get better and better and better. And I think that's really helped us succeed and keep improving so much, because we've got each other just to keep pushing each other.
Very nice. Actually, when I search you or Andrew, it's impossible for Google Image not to show the twin. So even if it's just Andrew, Jason's gonna show up. So
Yeah.
you like twins has a special bond. Is it true as well that you almost like know what each other's thinking for twins?
Sometimes. I don't know if
Sometimes.
it's or just because we're so similar.
It,
We spend a lot of time together, so we sort of can. Yeah, I'll see Andrew and I'll sort of know what he's thinking, or I can sort of pick up on his body language and know what he's thinking. And yeah, I think that's another thing that helps a lot with boxing. When I can,
yeah.
I'll go in the corner, and we know each other so well and can sort of tell how the other person's feeling. So that is a big advantage.
Yeah, that's a big advantage. It's good for you, and you're using it. Just for me, I just wanted to share. My wife has that power too. I don't know how, but he always know what I'm thinking. It's negative for me because I can't make any move. She may be watching, so so anyway, let's move forward here. I understand you trained in the Philippines. I saw this photo. Can you share a little bit more about this photo here?
Yeah, we've me and Andrew have done 2 training camps in Cebu at the Ala gym, and they're fantastic people. We both times we went there. I think we went there for about 2 or 3 weeks each time. So we've spent close to 6 weeks at the Ala gym. And Edmund, that you can see in the photo, and Adito Villamore, they're just great people and really made us feel very welcome. And we got great sparring out there. You can see there KJ Kataraha and Arthur Villanueva. And yeah, we got great sparring with both of those guys. There was a few other, Gio Santisma, Milan Melindo, lots of good fighters, all in the lighter weights as well. So we got fantastic training and fantastic sparring out there. And that was earlier in our careers, and that really benefited us and helped us improve a lot to see how those guys train and to spar with them. And yeah, you've got a lot of good fighters in the Philippines, and yeah, we went over there and used that to our advantage.
So you said 3 weeks. So you stayed in Cebu for 3 weeks. You actually lived there for for that period of time.
Yeah, that's
Was
right.
it
We
hard?
didn't
Was
stay.
it hard?
Yeah,
How about the food? Is it
well,
good? How was your experience?
yeah, we had a great experience. It's a little different. You're staying in a hotel and you can't cook your own food, and you know your food at your supermarkets is different than our
Hmm.
supermarkets, so it's different.
Hmm.
But we had a great experience over there. As I said, we went back twice, and maybe one day I'll go there again. It's really great training, and yeah, we got great sparring. In Australia, there's not that many good fighters in the lighter weight divisions. Not that many
Mm.
fighters at all in the lighter weight.
Mm.
So to go over there to the Philippines and so many good, talented young fighters, all in the lighter weights, was really good.
Definitely. Well, we're not that big, so. But the fight with Bias, just to go back on your last fight, that made you the number one contender to the WBO. You're number three in WBA, number four in both WBC and IBF. And because of this, I saw this tweet right here, and maybe this is a good time to talk about this. All right, you're challenging John Real Casimero.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Um,
talk to us.
no, there's no disrespect to Casemiro. I think he's a great fighter, but when you're a world champion and you hold that belt, you've
Mm,
got a target on your back, and everybody should want to fight you because, like myself and many other fighters, the dream for me is to become world champion. And for that to happen, I need to get the opportunity to fight a world champion like Casemiro, and I need to believe that I'm good enough to beat Casemiro, which I do. So I've got myself up to number one contender with the WBO, and I believe I've earned the opportunity and deserve the opportunity to fight Casemiro. So I just put that tweet out there and put my hand up and made sure that it was well known that I believe I'm ready. I'm here. I know that Casemiro was looking for an opponent for his next fight, given that the fight with Anui was called off. So yeah, I mean that's the fight I want. I want the opportunity to become world champion, and I think it would be a great fight.
well, definitely, I agree with you. Actually, in the Philippines, a lot of people that I know and fans would actually prefer you if the Naoya fight is not going to happen. You saw some of the comments a while ago, and Casimero is a popular guy, actually a very popular boxer here in the Philippines. So when you posted that tweet, you're already popular. You became more popular, and there's a lot of talks about you. So now people are inquiring about you, Filipino boxing fans. What do you say to the Filipino boxing fans that didn't know you that much, and why do you think you deserve the fight with Casimero instead?
Yeah, well, first of all, the Filipino boxing fans are great people. I love the passion they have for the sport. Obviously, Manny Pacquiao had a big influence on growing the sport so big in the Philippines, and that's just been fantastic. I love the sport of boxing, and I want boxing to grow and be as big as it can be and as popular as it can be. Um, but yeah, I mean, I've given my life to the sport of boxing, and I've got big dreams. I want to become world champion, and then I want to be the number one rated fighter in the bantamweight division, the top of the division.
Mhm.
And to do that, I have to get the opportunity to fight great fighters. I want to go and test myself against the best. Casemiro is a great fighter. He's a world champion, three division world champion, I believe, or three-time world champion. And I want to test myself against these guys and see how good I can be and how far I can go in this sport. So yeah, as I said, it's no disrespect to him. It's a compliment to Casemiro that I want to fight him. He's a world champion and one of the best fighters in the division. I believe I can beat him. I have to believe that. I believe that if I perform at my best, I can beat anyone in the bantamweight division, and I just want my opportunity to prove it.
Right. I'm sure Casimiro will be watching this. Do you have any like specific message with Casimiro that you wanted to say, if you want to?
No, well, I've made it clear that I want the fight. As I said, it's no disrespect to him. I hope we can make the fight happen. I think it'd be a great, great fight for the fans. And yeah, I've got myself up to the number 1 position. I know there was talks of him possibly fighting Raushi Warren, but he's not even rated in the top 15 in the WBO. So I don't think he's earned that shot. And I hope that fight doesn't happen. And I hope that I'm given the opportunity that I believe I deserve, and we can put a great fight on for the fans, and the best man will win.
Okay. All right. Just a hypothetical question. You want to fight? Obviously, I don't think it's. And correct me if I'm wrong here. It's not really Casimiro, but it's the belt that you're looking for. So whoever has the belt, that's your target.
That's right. That's right. And as you said, I'm ranked very high in all 4 of the major sanctioning bodies. So I want any of the champions. At the moment, it looked like Casimiro was the most likely option because I'm rated number 1, and he was looking for an opponent. He didn't have a fight. I know that Ubali is scheduled to fight Nonito Donaire.
Yes.
And I knew he was having visa trouble, so he wasn't looking likely to be able to fight anytime soon. So yeah, it's like you said, it's the belt that I want. And obviously I want to test myself against the best fighters in the division. So Casimiro is a great fighter, and he's had a great career. And he'd be a great name for me to be able to beat and to have on my resume. So it's no disrespect to him. It's just I want to be world champion, and I've got to beat him to make that happen.
Okay. Suppose, just a hypothetical question is, Team Casimiro said, yeah, let's fight. Let's fight in the Philippines. You good with that?
Yeah, if that can happen. I don't know if they're doing boxing in the Philippines at the moment, are they? But if they can, we can do it in his own backyard. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm just using Casimiro's line of words as well, because I remember Casimiro saying that he wants to fight Inoue even inside Inoue's house. Have you seen that tweet or that message? Oh, but let's just say
but that's
go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was just saying that's the mentality that I have too. You know, we want to be the best that we can be, and if it's in Inoue's in his house or in Casimiro's backyard, I'm up for it. You know, I love a challenge. I'm not in this sport for easy fights. I want to fight the best, and the bigger the challenge, the more excited it gets me.
All right. But suppose, let me ask you. Suppose the fight didn't happen, and he fight Raushi Warren. How do you see that fight? If you can, share your thoughts.
I think Casimiro wins that fight. Warren's a skillful guy, quite fast hands, but I think he's had a lot of trouble with guys that put pressure on him and big punches like Casimiro is. So yeah, I think if Casimiro fought Warren, I think he'd probably win. But it's a fight that could go either way. But as I said, I hope the fight doesn't happen. I want to fight him.
Okay. So let's talk about your fight then. Do you have any? Well, obviously you don't have any scheduled fight, but do you have any plans or any months that you want to go back in the ring with any opponent yet? Anything on the horizon?
We've had early stage talks. Tony Tolge, my manager, has been speaking with Top Rank about a possible date. And we spoke briefly about me fighting on the undercard of Lomachenko and Lopez, which is on October 3, which would be massive. I would love that. Lomachenko and Lopez are two of my favorite fighters at the moment, and that's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, fights that will happen in 2020.
Hmm.
So for me to be on that undercard would be fantastic. And if I could fight on that show and fight for a world title, then that would be a dream come true. So that's the date I'm working towards. That's 10 weeks away from now. And yeah, I'm back in the gym now, working hard. I'm already in good shape. So 10 weeks time, October 3 would be perfect. And hopefully I can, get my chance at a world title to fight on that card.
Wow, that would have been great. If you and Casimiro will be the a co-main event of that fight, right?
Would have
It's a
been,
big, big event, right?
it would be massive. The
Great
audience watching that,
introductions.
the exposure, and yeah, to be co-main to that fight. And me and Casimiro would be an amazing fight too. So imagine me and Casimiro and Lomachenko Lopez on the same show. That's got to be the show of the year, and that would be a lot of excited boxing fans if we can put together that fight card.
Man, just thinking about it, I got chills. I mean, of course, Lomachenko and Lopez been talked about here in the Philippines, and if we have a Filipino fighters there, including yourself, if ever, I mean, man, it will be big worldwide because there's a lot of different countries fighting on that event.
Massive.
Wow, massive.
Let's,
But I have to
let's
ask
hope.
you, since you, I can see in your eyes that you were really hoping to get the fight. I mean, anything could still happen. I don't know anything about the business of boxing, what's really happening inside. But for me as a fan, I want to see the fight that I want to see, and I'm everyone knows that I want to see the Inoue fight with Casemiro, and the next is you. But really, that will be an amazing fight. I want to ask you then, since you talk about Loma and Lopez, would you mind sharing me your thoughts on that?
Oh, a great fight. Oh, I was actually lucky enough to spar Lomachenko quite a few
Oh,
years back now, and having shared the ring with Lomachenko, and watched him over the years, and to actually be in that ring with him, he's just an amazing fighter. And I really, really like Teofimo Lopez. He's one of my favourite fighters at the moment, but I just don't think anyone around the lightweight division can beat Lomachenko. I just think he's such an amazing fighter. So I think it would be a really, really good fight. I think Lopez will put up a great challenge, but I just don't see Lomachenko losing. He's just too good.
okay. All right. So Loma, a lot of people as well here think Loma. There are some that's Lopez, but there are also some issue to that fight. I don't know if you heard because of the purse. Hopefully, they
Yeah,
still make something happen, and we don't want those type of things. The fighters want to fight. Well, anyway, you know what's another great fight? Here's another great fight for you. And I'm gonna show something here. And this could actually happen.
yeah, another
Maybe
great.
this would be a better fight under the Lomachenko or
Yeah,
maybe the
well,
main event.
imagine. Yeah, that would be amazing. What a show that would be if I can fight a Nui on Lomachenko Lopez, or I mean, we could make that a main event on any show as well. So, as I said, I want to be world champion. I want to test myself against the best, and Nui's the number one at bantamweight at the moment. And the bigger the challenge, the more it excites me. I want to test myself, and I want to be the best bantamweight in the world. So, bring it on.
Right. I'm
The
counting
bigger
the
the
number of
challenge.
times you say the best, and whenever you see it, I see the fire in your eyes that you really wanted to be a world champion and to fight whoever is on top.
That's right. And even when I put that post out or that tweet out, a lot of people sort of think, "Oh, you're crazy," and Nui's too good. And I think that's the difference between an average person and someone who has big dreams. Look, when people see a big challenge like a Nui, a lot of people shy away and say, "Oh, you should avoid that fight." Why would I want to avoid the biggest challenge out there? this is why I train hard every single day, because I want to be the best that I can be. And for me, if I beat a Nui, that changes my life 100%.
Definitely.
I become a superstar straight away in the sport of boxing, and straight away I would move to number one bantamweight in the world, which is my dream and my goal. So, of course, I want to fight the best, and I want to fight a Nui. And as I said, I believe that if I perform at my best, I'm good enough to beat him.
All right. And that's the first thing. Was there an official challenge as well from you? I didn't see any kind of tweet. Did you officially challenge him as well?
Well, we're both with Top Rank, so it's an easy fight to make.
Oh, yeah.
Top Rank are obviously working out Anui's visa and his situation at the moment, but it's looking likely that, from what I hear, that Anui can get over to America. So they'll be looking for an opponent now, and if Casimiro's out and that fight's not happening, then that's great. That's great for me. And I'd love the fight with Anui, and we'll just wait and see. Hopefully, we get some news this week about what's happening with the whole situation with Casemiro, Anui, and I'll have a fight date and an opponent locked in very soon.
All right. An opportunity close, another word comes in. This could happen. Inoue is considered the best from Japan. Japan. Actually, some rated him as the best pound for pound boxer. When you look at Inoue, what do you see as his strength as a boxer?
Well, he's a great fighter. And he's in most people's at least top 5 pound for pound in boxing now. And yeah, he's a great fighter. But when I see any fighter, I see another man with 2 arms and 2 legs, and he's beatable. Everyone has weaknesses. Everyone has strengths. Anui's obviously a very explosive puncher. He's a big puncher, and he's got a very high knockout percentage. But anyone at the top of this sport, they can all punch, and it's about fighting the right fight and being smart enough to not get hit by their biggest shots. And as I said, I see a man just like me, 2 arms, 2 legs. Everybody's beatable, and I think that if I prepare and fight at my absolute best, I believe that I can beat anyone in the division. And that fight excites me more than any fight there is out there, because he's rated number 1, and that's the spot that I want. So I hope the fight happens.
I'm sure you saw the Donaire fight. I felt that was the fight that we almost got Inoue in trouble. What did you see in that fight?
Yeah, exactly. You saw that Anui can be hurt. He can be hit. He can be hurt. And he's not this invincible man that some people believe he is. He's just another fighter. Yes, he's very good, but when he's in the ring with another very good fighter like Donaire, you're going to see that he can be hurt. He can be hit, and he can be hurt, and he can be beat. Donaire's 37 now, and he put up a tremendous fight against Anui. But what would have happened if Donaire was in his prime and in his absolute peak, which I'm in my prime right now, and only getting better, but in the prime of my career. I'm 29. And I believe that if I fight the right fight and I'm smart and use my brain, that I can give Anui a lot of trouble, as Donaire did in quite a few stages of that fight.
Okay. And I believe you. This is you're rated. You deserve a fight with a champion. But like what you said, Naoya is on the process now of maybe choosing a fight. Why is it you and not the other rated boxer in the WBA or the IBF?
Well, I think I deserve the opportunity. I've just had 4 good wins, all by knockout, and had a very impressive win against Baez in my last fight. And I'm highly rated by all 4 major sanctioning bodies. So I think I'm the best available option that he has at the moment. And and as I said, we're both with Top Rank, so it's an easy fight to make. And I
Okay.
think
All right.
I'm one of the
Mm-hmm.
main people, especially bantamweights at the moment, that really want to fight Manui. There's not too many other people that seem to be up for the challenge, but I'm more than up for the challenge. I'm ready anytime, anywhere.
Okay. You want to send out a message to Inoue?
Yeah, bring it on, Anui. You're a tremendous fighter, but I would love the opportunity to fight you and give the fans a great fight. I want to be the number one bantamweight the number one bantamweight in the world, and I would love the opportunity to fight you anytime, anywhere. I'm ready.
All right. That's great to hear. On all of the champion in the bantamweight, it seems like Inoue now is the available one because Casimero could be fighting Warren, and Donaire is scheduled to fight Ubali in December. So yeah, maybe this fight could happen. Before we move on, and of course, I want to ask a few more questions about you since we're on the topic of Donaire and Ubali. Uh, your insight on that fight.
Yeah, really, really interesting fight. Um, when you see Donez 37 and been around this sport for so long and been in so many big fights, you think that he should be on the slide and
Hmm.
starting to look towards retirement. But as you saw in his last fight against Nui, he seems to have a lot left in the tank. And if he fights the way he did against Nui, against Ubali, I think he's good enough to beat Ubali.
Hmm.
But we really haven't seen a whole lot of Ubali and really seen how good he is either. So it's a bit of an unknown, but I'm slightly favouring Donaire in that fight.
Do you see yourself fighting at the age of 38 or close to 40 years old yourself?
I wouldn't think so, but who knows? Oh, I still feel so young. I'm 29, and the years just keep flying by. And I feel like I'm just still so young. My body feels fresh. I love the sport. So I want to fight as long as I can,
Hmm.
as long as I stay at the top of the sport. Um, if I start to decline or my body's not holding up, then obviously I'll be forced to retire. But yeah, I still feel young. I still feel fresh, and I still feel like I'm getting better and better. I still think I've got a lot of development to do. So I've got a few really good, exciting years ahead of me. I'm not close to retirement just yet.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You're 29, and
Yeah.
what's important is not the number of the age or the age, but how you feel. And looks like you're in your prime and you have a lot of years to come.
Yeah.
Just talking about Donaire, you said about him being a great fighter. In general, and you've fought a number of Filipino boxers. How do you what do you say about the Filipino boxers, the fighters?
Great fighters, great people, and great fighters. As you said, I fought quite a lot of Filipinos, especially early in my career. As I said earlier, there's not many lighter fighters in Australia, so I didn't have anyone really in
Hmm.
Australia to fight. We would always need to bring in someone from another country to fight me as an opponent. And whenever we were looking for a fight, and you're looking like, I don't want easy fights. You need hard fights that are going to test you and force you to improve and get better as a fighter. And that's very important as you develop and come through. And every time we knew that I was fighting a Filipino, I knew it was going to be a very, very hard. They're great fighters. All Filipinos can punch too. They all seem to have a lot of power. So yeah, I fought quite a few Filipinos, and every single time it was a hard fight, and it forced me to improve, and it
Hmm.
was very important in the development of my early stages of my career.
That's great to hear. But I've looked at your boxer. It looks like you're winning. Well, you won against all Filipino. I think six, if I'm not mistaken. Did you fought six Filipinos and defeated all of them?
6. That probably sounds about right. 6. But yeah, as I said, every single one of those fights, I was tested, and they
Mm-hmm.
always come to fight. They're very, very proud people, and they come in to win, and they give you a very tough fight. Which, as I said, that's what you want. You don't want easy fights, especially early in your career. You don't learn or improve if you just have easy fights. So, every time I fought a Filipino, they made sure that I worked hard and then earned that victory.
Do you who stand out the most between all the Filipinos that you fought that you remember?
Well, Lolito Sonsona was the first person to take me 10 rounds. He was good. He was a good fighter. He was tough and quite crafty, pretty slick, and good skills. So he was a good test. He took me 10 rounds, which was really great.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, well, Danilo Gabasay, actually, early in my career, he was the only person ever to knock me down. He hit me with a
Oh,
good shot that I didn't see and put me down. I wasn't too hurt. I got up and I ended up knocking him out in the next round. But he's the only man to put me on my back. So respect to him.
ever, as in ever until now?
Yeah,
No one
yeah.
else has. Oh, wow. Okay. He,
Touch wood.
you must be. He could share that to the kids, especially his this daughter or sons, especially when you become a champion. I fought Jason. I the only one that knocked him down. But
Yeah.
talking of, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's right. Hopefully, he's the only person.
Okay. Well, you improved a lot from back then. Talking in general, though, all your fights, which of all the fights that you had is the best that you like the most?
I think my best performance was my last fight against
Mm,
Baez. Um, and I think my next fight will be my best performance as well. That's the way I want it
very
to
good.
go. I'm a perfectionist, and I always want to get better. I think that's probably my greatest asset is that I'm never satisfied. Even though I won and it was impressive, I know that I can do better, and I'm in the gym already, improving and trying to get better every single day. Um, but yeah, that my last fight was probably my best performance so far. And yeah, hopefully things are only going to get better and better and better each fight.
You know what? All of your answers are great. I mean, I wish I could have this type of conversation as well with Filipinos because Filipino boxers are so shy. It's so hard to get them to talk. But it looks like you're used to answering questions like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you get used to it. I like to be able to have good conversations with people, and some people maybe think that boxers aren't the smartest people in the world, but hopefully I
Hmm.
can change that stereotype. We are intelligent people. We just love a crazy sport.
Yeah. Uh, well, let me make it a little bit harder for you. So
Yeah.
this is a little bit tough question. Um, so you only will have one defeat, and that was the World Boxing Super Series fight against Rodriguez. It was a close fight. What happened that fight, and what did you learn?
Yeah, I learned a lot from that fight. My first opportunity to become world champion, and a very, very important fight, part of the World Boxing Super Series. And I lost a split decision. It was 115, 113 on all three cards. Two gave the fight to Rodriguez, and one gave the fight to me. I probably started a bit too slow in that fight. I gave away quite a few of the early rounds. And then as I settled into the fight and got comfortable, and almost I changed my game plan a little bit and started to put a bit more pressure on Rodriguez, and I was really starting to get on top of him.
Hmm.
But I left it too late. In the last, I think if the fight had been a 15-round fight, I definitely would have stopped him. I could tell that I was starting to really slow him down, and he was looking exhausted in the last round, and I was still coming on strong. So it was a fight that I learnt a lot in. Even though I lost, it did give me a lot of belief in myself and my ability to see that I can match it and can beat the best in the division, and to come that close to becoming a world champion. It gave me a lot of motivation moving forward. So since that fight, I've just worked very, very hard in the gym, and I've improved a lot since that fight, I believe. And now it's just about getting myself another opportunity to fight for a world champion, to fight for another world title, and to become world champion, because I was so close 18 months ago, and I've improved a lot since then. And now I believe that next time I get the opportunity to fight for a world title, that this time I'm definitely good enough to win. And
Okay. You paused a little bit. I got you're good enough to win, and then you said something that we missed.
yeah, well, hopefully I get my opportunity to fight for a world champion and achieve my dream. I want that so bad, and I work hard every single day to make that happen. And hopefully we're not too far away.
Well, you're number one, so you're not too far away. It's just a different route that you've taken. I've looked at the WBSS series, and if you won that fight, you could have gotten already a fight with Inoue next.
That's right.
Now, a few years later, you could be on the verge again of fighting Naoya Inoue. The fate has just given us a different route and a different opportunity, so you could be there. So I'm hoping you'll get that fight. So from 2018 to 2020, you said you improved a lot. Uh, can you say the difference now of the Inoue, maybe just 2 years ago, and I mean of the Moloney 2 years ago and the Jason Moloney of today? What's the main difference?
I don't know if there's one main area. I
Mm-hmm.
just every single day I try and improve in every aspect of fighting. I think
Mm,
since then I've definitely got stronger. I think I'm definitely a smarter fighter.
mm,
Um, I've definitely become more powerful in terms of my punching power. Um, but yeah, I've been with my coach Angelo Hyder for quite a while now, and we've been able to really work on everything and improve as much as we can. And we're still only getting better and better. But with that Rodriguez fight, I hadn't been with my coach at the moment for that long,
mm-hmm.
and we hadn't had the chance to develop in every area that we wanted to develop. And yeah, I mean, I watch that Rodriguez fight now, and I just think I can do so much better. And if I had that fight now, if I was to fight Rodriguez now, I'm very, very confident that I would beat Rodriguez. And he doesn't have a
Oh,
world title at the moment, so he's not the priority. I would still love to fight him and beat him and get my revenge one day.
okay.
For me, I'm chasing the world titles and chasing the champions. So they're the ones that I want to fight, want to face. But down the
Uh,
line, I would love to fight Rodriguez and get my revenge.
All right. Okay. We're looking forward to that one as well. Get your world champion first. So I'm down to my last few questions here. And this one is in the Philippines, we like boxing, basketball, and Miss Universe, like the pageant. So I'm gonna ask you like a pageant question. Uh, Jason Maloney, how do you see yourself in 3 years? Just 3 years.
Hopefully, the number one undisputed bantamweight world champion, hold all four belts and the ring magazine, so five belts.
Wow.
Um, yeah, and the number one of the division. That's my goal. Yeah, 3 years. That gives me enough time. So number one.
Great, great, great. So this is a mandatory question. The next, of course, you're talking to a guy from the Philippines. We have to talk about Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, who should he fight next?
I'd like to see him fight Terence Crawford.
Mm.
I think Terence Crawford is the best welterweight at the moment. But Manny Pacquiao's career speaks for itself. He's an absolute legend of the sport. And to see him in his last fight, what he did to Keith Thurman, that's just phenomenal. Amazing that he's still able to compete and perform so well at this stage of his career. So I would love to see that fight, to see him and Terence Crawford. That if I could pick one, that's the fight.
Okay. Can you pick between them as well?
I really don't. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know. You would think at this stage in his career that Crawford would beat Manny Pacquiao, but time and time again he proves everybody wrong. And yeah, Manny Pacquiao's a legend, and it's very hard to bet against a legend like Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, I need to show this one because when did you meet Manny?
That was before he fought Jeff Horn in Australia at the
Ah,
pre. So yeah, that was a dream come true to shake Manny's hand and to meet him and get a photo. Yeah, that was amazing. I'm big fan of Manny Pacquiao, and yeah, that was a great moment.
okay. And you think since we're talking about Jeffron, you think they should fight again, rematch? Have you heard of that rumor or not anymore?
Nah, well, I think Jeff Horn's moved up in weight now. I'm not too sure if he
Uh,
could welterweight. I assume for a fight like that, you would.
mhm,
Uh,
mhm.
but I don't know. I would think that Manny Pacquiao's probably only got a few more fights left in his career, so he deserves the biggest fights and the best fights, and he deserves to fight whoever he wants to fight. So
Mhm.
if that's a fight that he wants, then great. But yeah, he deserves what he wants. So whoever he chooses to fight, I'll watch.
Okay. Exhibition fight has been on the rise, and I don't know if you saw Conor McGregor tweeted something in Filipinos, which translate to "I accept" in
Yeah,
Filipino. Uh, do you see them fighting? Professional boxing or exhibition?
I don't know. Probably
Who's gonna
professional.
win?
I mean, he fought Floyd Mayweather in a professional
Yeah.
boxing fight. So I mean, if you're going to fight, you may as well do the real thing, do the real deal, and not do an exhibition.
Uh,
Of course, Manny Pacquiao wins that fight.
okay.
Con- Conor McGregor is a great MMA fighter or UFC fighter, but he's not anywhere near Manny Pacquiao's level as a professional boxer. So Manny
Okay.
wins.
Right. I agree with you on that one as well. Talking about money wise, you're boxers and fan. We want to see the Crawford fight, maybe the Spence fight. But now I was thinking this could actually earn more money than any of the other fights.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's, people don't
All
like
right.
Conor McGregor come in and fight Floyd Mayweather or fight Manny Pacquiao. But unfortunately, money talks, and
Yeah.
Conor McGregor, a very big profile and a lot of fans. So it draws a lot of revenue and a lot of money. And as you said, money talks. So I would not be surprised if Manny Pacquiao fights Conor McGregor.
All right. We're an hour. Sorry, can we extend a little bit? If it's okay. Last
Yeah,
message to the Filipino
yeah.
fans, and then just a few questions from the comments. So, you do your last message first, or any message to the Filipino boxing fans, or to anyone, and then we'll read the comments. Go ahead, Jason.
Hello to all the Filipino boxing fans. I wish I could speak Filipino for you, but hopefully you understand my Australian accent and my fast talking. But I hope you all support me in my career over the next few years. I've got a lot of respect for the Filipinos. They're great people. I've been over to the Philippines twice, and I've got some good friends over there in the Philippines who I still talk to today. So I hope you all support my career and follow me moving forward. And yeah, respect and God bless.
All right, share what social media they should follow. If you have.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook and Instagram at Jason Moloney, or on
Mhm.
Twitter at Jason Moloney1. So yeah, follow me, reach out, send a message, support. I appreciate it.
All right. So we go to the question now, please, guys. I'm gonna speak a little bit in Tagalog, if you don't mind. Paki-comment lang po yung question and use hashtag Powcast so I can see them para makita ko kaagad. First question here. No, not that's not a question. From Lope, Berwan. He's asking in English. It says, "Do you know Cesar Amunsot?"
Yeah, not personally, not well. I have met him before, and he was training at my old gym. But yeah, I've seen him fight, but I don't know him well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What type of fighter do you want to fight and why?
I've said it quite a lot in this interview. I want to fight
Yeah.
the best, and why? Because I've got big dreams, and I want to be the best that I can possibly be. And beating
Okay.
easy fights is not going to do that for me. I want to be the best that I can be, and the only way that can happen is if I challenge myself and push myself to the limit.
Okay. There's a part here that you can answer because your dream fight. You already said that it's whoever is the champion. But the question that maybe you can answer is why you choose as a boxing as a career.
Well, I don't want to be just a normal person that goes to work and does something that they don't enjoy. I love boxing. Um, it just happened. I just fell in love with the sport. And for me to be able to wake up every day and do something that I love, I'm blessed. I'm very, very fortunate. I love the sport of boxing. And if I can do that and earn money and have that as my job, then I'm very lucky. And that's why that's my career.
Okay. All right. I don't know if you can answer this one, but let me show. Roy said Moloney versus Monster. Magandang laban, which is a very good fight. Moloney, what is the best you can share strategy or game plan? I don't know if you can share anything, but just I don't know what you want to say to Roy about this fight.
Well, I can't give away too much strategy, but whenever you fight someone, you want to use your strengths, and you want to
Mhm.
not allow your opponent to fight at their strengths. I
Mhm.
think some people uh, allow Anui to fight his fight. Maybe they're a bit um, scared, or a bit maybe show him too much respect, and they stand in front of him, or try and trade, and let him land his explosive big punches. And when you've got a puncher like a Nui or Casemiro, you can't let them land their best punch. So I think I'm pretty smart when it comes to boxing, and I'm hard to hit, and I think I hit hard too. So without giving away too much of the strategy, I think it comes to being very smart, and fighting the right fight, not letting him fight the way he wants to fight.
Okay. Good answer. You're very well trained in answering these questions. But describe your boxing style. Are you a slugger, puncher, boxer? How would you describe your style?
Oh, a bit of everything. An aggressive boxer that can punch. I can box on the back foot and counter punch if I need to, but I like to go forward, and I like to put on pressure. And I think I'm a boxer puncher. But yeah, I can do a bit of
Okay.
everything. Hopefully hopefully I'm an exciting fighter that people like to watch.
All right. Well, I was excited on your last fight, so
Thank
I'm
you.
sure Filipino fans are gonna want to watch you. Someone asked about the Donaire Bali. You already answered this one. Your favorite, a little bit, slightly Donaire. You know
Yeah,
Albert Pagara?
yeah. I met Albert Pagara at Arla Gym. He wasn't sparring at the time, so I didn't get to spar with Prince. But yeah, I've met him, and he's a good guy and a great talent. Is he still? I haven't seen him fight recently. Is he still fighting? What do you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
What's going on?
I can share you this. I just spoke with him, although our connection wasn't that good. But the fight, Marvin is asking if you can fight him. I don't think so because Albert is 122 and he wants to move up to 126. He's actually challenging Emmanuel Navarrete just to get back as well with this stablemate Dio who lost to Navarrete. So he said, I'm 122 and I will move up wherever the division is of Emmanuel. So so
Wow,
yeah,
that'd be
but
a great
he
fight.
hasn't had a fight for a while. He needs to have an activity fight soon, as soon as boxing is allowed here in the Philippines.
Yeah. No, I wish him all the best. He's a good guy, good talent.
Okay. As a boxer, who has better resume? Do you want? Okay, Floyd or Adrian? I don't know if you can answer that.
That's such a hard one. Better resume. I mean, being an 8 division champion, I think that's a better resume.
Hmm.
But Floyd was a phenomenal fighter as well. So I don't know. That's a hard one. I don't really like how they all compare them two, but they both had tremendous careers and they're both great fighters.
Okay, sweet and simple. All right, this one as well. Who do you think should be called the real monster, Inoue or Casemiro? Your brother is also the monster, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, maybe you should
Yeah,
answer your brother is the real monster.
yeah. Andrew Moloney's the real. um, yeah, I don't know. Whoever wins that fight, if it happens, they can be the monster. But I'm not scared of monsters.
Ah, there you go. You have a brother that's a monster, so you're used to the
That-
monsters.
That's right.
A few more questions, guys, and then we have to say goodbye. We're already over time, 8 minutes over time, our schedule. But top five boxers of all time
Oh, from Australia?
from Australia. He's yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think Jeff Fennick is probably the best boxer we've had. Then I don't know if you call Costa an Australian. I mean, he lived and fought out of Australia, but I guess he is Russian. Lionel Rose. Um, Danny Green was always my favorite. Was always my
Hmm.
favorite. So I'll throw him in there. And last one, probably Johnny Famechon.
Did you say that in order, or that was that in
No,
order?
probably in order. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
change around, but yeah, we've had some great fighters over the years, and hopefully one day, at the end of my career, I can be mentioned among those
Okay.
names.
Some of the crazy fan here in the Philippines. We and I just wanted to share this. Sometimes we poke fun at the fight of Jeff Horn and Manny Pacquiao, and because he beats Manny Pacquiao, we include them as we say that he's the greatest. Oh, there's some memes
Jeff
about
Horn.
him. Yeah, he's the greatest. But I just want to say that. Uh,
The
um, go ahead.
No, I was just
Uh,
going to say he fought a great fight against Manny Pacquiao, but I don't know if we can put him amongst the greatest. Not yet.
okay, not yet. Okay. All right, I'm gonna answer this one. Yes, he sparred with King Arthur Villanueva, and he went to Cebu twice already. Spent 3 weeks in Cebu. See, I'm listening, Jason, and he sparred with a number of ala boxers. He wants to go back here. Uh, this is the last question. After boxing career, what's next?
I don't know. Hopefully, I can sit back, be very proud of my achievements, um, and spend a lot of time with my family. I've got a young daughter, Isla, who's 17 months old. So hopefully, I won't have to work too much after boxing, and I can spend a lot of time with my family.
Well, that's a great plan. And trust me, I have a little girl as well. They grow up so fast.
It's
So he was
crazy.
just this little, and now he's just running around the house. He spends as much time because when they grow up,
That's
I'm
good.
starting to sound old here. They want to spend time with you now, but when they grow up, they won't even talk to you. They have their own life. So
Yeah,
uh,
that's right. Yeah, it goes fast.
yeah. So last thing is your shout out to your friends, family, and your last goodbye.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me on the podcast. I really appreciate it. And yeah, shout out to everybody who has supported me and my career, and my friends and family, and everyone who supports what I do. Hopefully, this is just the beginning of a very exciting and successful career. And I hope you all continue to support me and watch me over the next few years as I chase my dreams. And shout out to my sponsors here. Couldn't do that. Couldn't do what I do without them.
Forest One, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. What is it?
What was that? Sorry.
What is Forest One? I
They're
have no idea.
they're a timber company. They supply timber all over Australia, all over the world. Actually, they're the best at what they do, and hopefully soon I'll be the best at what I do.
Perfect match then. Thank you very much, Jason, and hopefully I can get you back on the show, and maybe your brother as well. And I support you and every boxer out there. Again, appreciate it, and I'll see you again, I guess, next time. I'll send you a private message just to privately say thank you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me on the show, and yeah, look forward to talking to you again.
All right. Thank you, Jason. Bye.
Bye.
All right. All right. Such a great time again. I'm so lucky and honored to be able to speak with a lot of great boxers, not just in the Philippines. And you can tell I'm happy with what I'm doing. So hopefully we get to continue this and get to interview boxers from all walks of life, from any part of the world. And again, I appreciate to whoever that shared, like, and who's watching this one. Thank you very much for supporting Powcast Sports. I'm gonna speak in Tagalog now. Jason is not here. Um, Salamat po sa inyong lahat at mamayang gabi, Tagalog na to, kakausapin natin si Fernan Ahencia. Fernan Ahencia, I'm gonna just show the photo. Ito, mamayang gabi po yan, 9 p.m. At ito, mainit na usapan nito. Dapat mas maraming manood kasi nagkakahamunan na po sila ni Miel Fajardo at yung mga coaches nila. Nagkakainitan na. So, abangan niyo yan mamayang gabi. At ngayong pong umaga, ako po ay magpapaalam na. Tiba-tiba, ano na? Tiba-tiba ba to? Okay. Interview Joshua Clottey next. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. Okay, masyadong your expectation for my interviews are now getting higher, huh? Because I've interviewed Jason Moloney and other international boxing personalities. Let's take it slow, one step at a time. Teka, Sir Pao, kailan malaman kung sino ang kailan laban ni John Riel? Pag sinabi na nila, hindi pa natin alam eh. Pero could be Roshi Warren, it could be Jason Moloney. We don't know yet. Let's just stay tuned. I don't know yet, Tomato Can. But I have to say goodbye. I appreciate again the time, and I'm just looking for my outro, and I found it. Thank you very much again. Here comes the boom boom pow, or bye bye boom boom pow. Bye again, guys.
Powcast Sports. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.